Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and his other buddy, Cowboy Joe Bear. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, it don't work without you guys. So I appreciate all the support and everything else. But let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here. Wake up, guys. You know, I absolutely positively love being here every morning and every day, bringing you news on the Cowboys and life and doing stuff in my workshop, my keto diet, which I kind of lost a little bit there at Super Bowl, but we're going to get back on track with. And I try and do as much as possible to interact with everybody, but it's just not enough hours in a day to do my day job to do this and answer every comment on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. And sometimes things just, I miss things. I do, and it's not done intentionally. It's just like some of the shot glasses. If you've become a channel member, if you've, hit the join button and things and become a channel member, I ask you to send me your email. Your address to my email, cowboysmark94 gmail, so that way I can get a shot glass. A lot of people think that just to sign up that I'll get your address. I don't get your address unless you email it to me. So I'm trying to make sure that I go ahead and get all those things done out. And I guess I kind of opened up a can of worms doing that because it's a lot of work and money and everything else. But it's all good because we're here about spreading the mojo to everybody. But yesterday after the game, after the XFL game, and I got back home, me and my wife, her job was working at the Super Bowl, and that whole thing was crazy. You always see what you see on social media is only a snippet or not always reality of what everything's going through. It's kind of like you always put the best face on social media. You don't put the dirty, grimy, nasty stuff. Well, I do. You guys have seen me in sewer lines, but you always put just the good stuff, and that's what you see, and that's what you think everyday life is. But that's not always the case. But we have been so busy that we had our anniversary on Tuesday while we were there, and so knee deep in work, it was kind of like we realized in the afternoon, today's our anniversary. It's like, yeah, okay, well, we'll deal with it later. So yesterday after the game, I just kind of unplugged. There was no fireside chat. There were no videos from down here. It was just kind of time to just sit down and put away the cell phone and everything else and just spend time with my wife, even though she was watching one of her Netflix shows and all that. But we just kind of chilled till the end of the night. So I just did not look at anything. And I think at times you need to do that. Sadly, a person was sending me messages on Instagram, and I don't usually go to Instagram and stuff. I didn't see him till this morning, and it was kind of like he asked me some questions, and all of a sudden, he kept sending them. I'm unplugged. I don't know you're sending me messages, and it was just like went from yeah I'm a fan and all that to you're a piece of crap just about, and you've lost a subscriber. And it's like I don't try to do that. I wasn't ignoring you. I was actually trying to give some marital time to my wife and all. But anyway, be that as it may, you just do the best you can. That's all you can do, just the best you can. So yesterday, the XFL game, clearly, it's a new league. Clearly, they're not as talented as regular NFL players. Okay, although some of them may make it back in the NFL. Clearly, the rules are definitely different. It still freaks me out on the kickoffs where everybody is lined up together. You can't move until the running back gets the ball for 2 seconds to start running. The whole thing of kickoffs, if they don't go 20 yards, you get the ball at the 45-yard line. I was hoping for seeing a double pass because you can do double passes in the XFL as long as the first pass doesn't go past the line of scrimmage. But be that as it may, it was still good. A lot of people are like, well, why are you going through it? Well, it was something to do. Got to hang out with my friends. Got a little taste of football. So I'm good with it. If it's not your cup of speed, well, okay, that's not your cup of speed. But don't belittle somebody else because they might enjoy it. I think sometimes in life people are just too critical of others. If it makes you happy, what you're doing, and it's not hurting anybody else, by all means, enjoy yourself. So let's get on to my quarterback. Let me start off with a clip from Skip and Shannon.
And the Cowboys have yet to get a deal done, and Dak has now made it clear that he is frustrated. The expectation is that the Cowboys will franchise tag Dak if they can't get a deal done by March 10th. So, Skip,
yes.
How worried are you about this impasse in the negotiations?
More worried by the day and the night, and nobody knows better than the man across from me that nobody loves Dak Prescott more than I do, because I drive you crazy with my Dak love on a daily basis.
I know.
You doing the guy's jersey you threw in the trash, Skip?
But the more that I read about this, the more that I hear about this, the worse it gets. Now Dak is threatening to miss the offseason program with a new head coach. I do not love that.
Nope.
And now I'm hearing from my sources that the agent is overplaying his hand because the agent is worried about how big the new cap will be and then how big the new CBA in another year will be, which could quickly render whatever deal they take right now that's on the table obsolete.
Correct.
So I'm conflicted about that. I feel strongly both ways because I get where they are. It's at an impasse. It's hard for me to believe that they're going to resolve this quickly. I hope they do. I think they might, but I'm not sure.
Right.
So this hit me like a bolt of lightning last night. Who is the one quarterback that inspires more awe in me than Dak Prescott? Well, that's easy. Yeah. It's the GOAT.
Okay.
No, it's Tom.
We'll stop right there. Okay. Technically, what they're saying could be right. Okay, so we got things that we're hearing that Michael Irvin was saying that there was significant people talking about trading Dak Prescott, signing him to a franchise tag, trading him and getting Tom Brady. Here's the thing. If me and Law Nation were talking about that, hypothetical, I'm not saying that's who Michael Irvin heard from, but let's say me and Law Nation, okay, Law Nation got about 42,000 subscribers, I got 27 or whatever it is, you know, that's 60,000 plus subscribers. What if, say, we were talking about that? You might say that, well, we're significant people and we were talking about that. I'm not saying that that's the case with Michael Irvin. Maybe somebody in the Dallas Cowboys organization was talking about that. But understand this, as we hear that the Eagles are targeting Amari Cooper, that Tom Brady is leaving New England and he's going to be signed with, the Cowboys, or, we've heard also with, the Raiders, the same guy talking about him going to the Raiders and things like that, that understand the NFL teams cannot discuss who they're going after or who they desire with others until the league year starts March 18th. What you're hearing when you hear Amari Cooper that the Eagles are targeting is somebody speculating. And at this time of year, when football season is over, unless you're talking about the XFL, you are looking for things that grab headlines. Nothing grabs headlines better than Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, the most talked about man in the NFL. So we've all heard and got stuck in our head this $40 million. Dak Prescott demands $40 million. Well, Jay Glazer actually said no, he never demanded $40 million. It's actually, the Cowboys offered him 33, but the problem was the language and the guarantee money on it. So here's the thing. You can say, I'm going to give you a $35 million a year contract, but the first year is going to be $20 million, and that's all it's going to be guaranteed. And if you're a quarterback, you're like, okay, I'd be better off having a franchise tag because at least that's $33 million, and there's no guarantees for me. That's a bad deal. You wouldn't take that. No quarterback would. Not when Jacoby Brissett, who got 18 TD passes this year, got paid 27. So we do not know what the whole deal was. We are speculating and going off of what we hear. And as I said about social media, It's kind of like when there's a disagreement, an argument. There's three sides to it. There's your side, there's my side, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth. And we're never going to put out something out there that's going to say, I'm the bad guy or I'm at fault. You're going to put yourself in best light. And that's where we are on this one. So this is what, unfortunately and sadly, the Dallas Cowboys do, is they sully a guy's name because they're trying to get a deal. And in the end, they don't get a deal at all. They didn't get a deal with DeMarcus Lawrence, with the exception of maybe having it out in 2 more years. They didn't get a deal with Zeke Elliott. They certainly didn't get a deal. He's the highest paid. Yet we ended up going Zeke who? And now we're doing the same thing with Dak Prescott in the same way they did things with Dez Bryant. So when you listen to Skip talk about, well, Dak Prescott said, or is threatening to hold out. I didn't hear Dak Prescott say that. When they say that Dak Prescott is frustrated with the situation, I'm sure he's not happy about it, but I haven't heard Dak Prescott vent. I haven't heard him say a single thing. I haven't heard him say, I want $40 million. I haven't heard him say, like Russell Wilson, that if you don't sign me to a long-term deal by April 15th, I will never sign a deal. I haven't heard him say, I'm not going to get my shoulder fixed until you pay me. I haven't heard any of that, but yet that's what you're being fed from the media, from these guys. The same guy who's talking about Tom Brady should go to the Cowboys is also saying Tom Brady should go to the Raiders. Tom Brady should go to Tampa Bay. Because it's not about the truth, it's about the views. And what they're doing between the Dallas Cowboys and trying to negotiate and get this deal is they're creating a rift between the player and the fan base in the end for money that they're not going to save. What these guys are doing is they are just basically putting it out there and making the player look like the bad guy. But I got to tell you, as much as I love the Cowboys and Jerry Jones, they are not perfect. And it's about business and the bottom line. Dak Prescott has been a team player, has made $4 million in 4 years. The guy who was drafted ahead of him, Carnell Jones, was playing yesterday. The guy we were trying to trade up to get, Paxton Lynch, is a third-string quarterback on the Steelers. You got a guy who has played 4 years without missing a game. You got a guy who's gotten better every year that he's been in the NFL. You've got a guy who has not had a losing season. And for all you people who are saying, oh, well, Dak didn't lead the Cowboys to the playoffs last year, he doesn't deserve to get paid. You know what? When I say this, it's not to sully Tony Romo, because Tony Romo was a great quarterback. But understand, in Tony Romo's 7 years before getting his mega deal, the record-breaking deal, he had all of 2 winning seasons. And he came off of 8-8, 8-8, and 8-8, and still got paid. Jerry, get this deal done so we can move on and get this team built and try and end up being in Tampa next year. All right, guys. This stuff just gets crazier by the day. I've got some work to do in the workshop. I got to get these football shelves built and out. Miss Jackie's waiting on one. I got 2 going to Hawaii. I got 1 going to Michigan. I think Atlanta, California. They're going all across the United States. And, well, they're not going to build themselves. So I'm going to go get to work. Probably have some XFL football on. Give it a try. It was fun. It was definitely fun. It's not going to replace the NFL, but at least it's something. I'll see you guys in the shop.